Hi, my name is Chris White. I'm a first-year teacher here at Lorraine Credit Recovery Academy. I grew up right down the street. I graduated from Midview High School, but I didn't know too much about Lorraine when I first came to teach in the district. So my first order of business was, of course, to find out about Lorraine, and I wanted to do that through talking with my students. So I asked them a question: what do you know about the city of Lorraine? And you could tell a lot from someone's answer when they talk about their hometown. But what was troubling was they gave me answers like hopelessness. The buzzwords are hopelessness, dead end, dangerous, and things like that. And so I stopped and I wanted to really find out why they felt like that and if it could be fixed. And that's when Mrs. Donaldson from the YWCA and Mrs. Davis, my principal at Credit Recovery Academy, along with Mr. Smith from the school board, came to me with a research-based project to kind of uncover what's missing with these students and with the community in general. And that's the history of the African American people. There's an entire culture that's not present in the history, the official history of the city. So we went to work right away trying to gather some data to try and figure out if we can find out what's truly missing. So we started with the quantitative data, using Ancestry.com to find the birth certificates, the death certificates, the marriage licenses, and the birth records of all these big African-American families from around the turn of the century in the city. Families like the Tates, like the Pulleys, like the Walkers, important families from who are leaders in the African-American community. Then we went on to finding the qualitative data, which would be going on field trips, talking with community organizations, bringing in guest speakers to try and get the human data in, to get the human element into our story that we're trying to build, to add some meat onto the bones that we already constructed. And that's when I started to see a difference in my students. I started to see them come in. For example, one student came in after a weekend on a Monday and couldn't even wait until third period to come into my classroom and start telling me about how he had this conversation with the health department of all things, and how he was so excited that he found an obituary of one of the first recorded African-American settlers of Lorraine, and they found out how he died. And another student who saved a box in his attic that his mom was going to throw out from the previous owners because he wanted to know what was inside of that so he could find out a little bit more about the community of Lorraine, the climate of life back when that owner was around. So I asked him again just last week, what do you think of the city of Lorraine, to try and see if their minds have changed at all. And to get that answer, I'd like to invite you all to the May 19th presentation of the project, everything that the students have uncovered from their studies of the history of Lorraine at the Carnegie Center at 6 o'clock. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. That's all I got.